All right, everybody, there is the bell. Let's go. Let's get into this market this morning. Market's been actually looking pretty good so far today. I really love that move to the upside. I hope everybody out there is really enjoying a lot of this key momentum. This is pretty nuts right now. Wow, but let's go, guys. Jason, Tank Daddy, Sean, Mason, Easy Rider, Justin, Kevin, David, RSB, and of course, everybody else out there who is watching. Hope everyone's having a great morning, but the S&P 500 hit new all-time highs this morning, and especially the SPY, we'll say, up around 523.80. That's going to be a huge level to keep an eye on here. This morning, it's that high of pre-market, so it's actually kind of bouncing there into open. We're getting a little red candle coming in, but I mean, the watch list today is pretty damn good. Most stocks are in the green, scrolling up through it. At the top, we have MU up 15% with their earnings. They continued up following that yesterday, so good for them. Glad to see them continuing to go on a roll. AMD, ARM, TSM, they're all coming back. Even AMD, which was down in the dumps yesterday a ton, is back in the green. ARM is doing fantastic. We have NVIDIA moving well. So we're seeing a lot of good moves out of the bigger stocks in the market, and that's exactly what's pushing the SPY higher. But even the smaller stocks are moving, like Square, TENN up 1.4%. Good to see that. What about DraftKings? Hey, there we go. What about Ford? Looks like they might try it. Ford's going to be trying, that's for sure. Let's go. I really like the move with CCL and the airlines. Those ones are looking pretty hot this morning. Overall, CCL has a big green candle coming in at open. What about AAL? Yes, same thing. The airlines and cruise lines are looking really fire. The King's still running, for real. What's up, Cross? The Cross. I like that name. What an insane baseball game that's been going on this morning in Korea between the Dodgers and the Padres. The score is 12-11 in the top of the 9th inning right now. It's kind of insane, guys. Not kidding. I think baseball is going to be fun this year. I always like the baseball. It's my favorite sport, but I know everyone has their own favorites. Good morning, Tom. What's up, Jay? What's up? Goldman Sachs, the banks are exploding. GS exploding over 400. How's JP Morgan? Let's see, Citigroup, GS, Bank of America. Man, getting some great runs there. MSTR doing great MicroStrategy. That one's been a very fun stock in the short term, up to $1,600 a share. The thing I actually like about excuse me, MSTR is this overhead resistance. That's a big spot around 1614 to 1615. Watching that area for a breakout today could actually be pretty awesome. We end up getting a true breakout. MSTR, not bad. And hey guys, smash up that like button. Let's go, let's get those likes higher.
All right.
All right. I love that. Oh my God, Mason. Holy crap. Machado just blasted one. Out of nowhere. Holy crap, that was a explosion. Wow, Citigroup up to $60.80 is insane. Still can't believe the amount of money flowing into these banks today. Got GLD moving. Wow. GLD is not up a lot, but it was up a ton last night. Pretty good. Yeah, this is wild, dude. It's funny, I have it on the TV. I just so happened to look over and just saw it. I was like, oh, wow. I looked over at the right time. Palantir fell back off after running up this morning. That's too bad for them. Let's see, gold, GDX. Nothing too crazy. How's Boeing today? One of our favorites that we've been watching over the past few weeks. It's not too bad, sitting right around 190. A lot of chop this morning, though. Man, what are we seeing out there, guys? I'm not liking a lot of the initial movement that I see. Plug Power looks hot, up to $3.65. Good breakout coming in there. The big thing today is, what are we going to find that's breaking out, right? We know the market's up already. It's up at highs right now. We really just got to see these good breakouts coming in. Good continuations. MSFT sort of trying on the 430. Let's see. MSFT, Microsoft. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of stocks that look like this today that have these nice little pops above the high of day. It's pretty nuts, though. Pretty good gain so far. Scrolling back and looking at Palantir, it's actually falling off a cliff this morning. That sucks, down to 24.90. No one wants to see that. Let's see Tesla really fast. Wow, nice, 175 support today. That's not bad. Let's look at it on Bookmap. Always gotta like the Bookmap, right? Yeah, this movement so far today, though, besides that initial pop with airlines, I haven't seen anything that's too crazy yet. Throw your favorites out there. Throw your favorites out there. Looking crazy. Look at that 180 resistance there. That's a pretty good resistance. 180 on Tesla. Definitely going to watch that today. Looks like this 178 area has a lot at it as well. Even more than 180, which is pretty nuts. Be good to see a continuation on Tesla. They've been down in the dumps for a while, so this is one stock that if we do start to see good continuations, might start to see it get bought back up a little bit, which could be pretty cool in the short term. I still think Tesla can go lower over the next few months, but just today and the next couple days could see some decent runs. Good morning. F seems a little bit indecisive. It really does today. There was a good move yesterday. We're sitting on the daily, literally right around the recent highs. It is very indecisive today. I'll give it that. but it's holding up okay. Better than a lot of these other stocks this morning. Like, look at the indecisiveness here. Poor AMD is falling back off. That sucks. They tried to come back off of yesterday's disaster. We'll see how low they end up here on this little downtrend. I see some support around 182 and then 181 and 180. All right. Palantir's been falling off a little bit as well. That sucks to see. Let's go back to the bank stocks because these stocks were on fire today. And I mean on fire. US 10Y, what are we looking like here? Let's go to the daily. US 10Y is continuing to fall a little lower, which is good. Hopefully we see US 10Y continue to reject off resistance here. It was on a pretty good roll and bouncing off a good trend on the way up. Had a lot of good moves and just hitting on resistance right now and starting to fall. It's actually hit this level and failed to break out 3 other times. It only broke out above it 1 time, which is pretty cool. It's definitely a huge level. That's for sure. Whenever you look at yields in this way, it's like, well, Tom, how does that help? It's pretty simple. You know, yields, as they start to fall, will bring more bullishness into the market. If yields started popping, that would be pretty negative. The market wouldn't like that. MicroStrategy 2000. That would be something, Mason. Hopefully it does get there soon, but that breakout today's fire above the pre-market highs. Hell yeah, MSTR. I've been waiting for the SM bot to get on, and it's looking good now. We got Intel on the bot. INTC. Oh yeah, that's a great breakout there. Go to the daily of Intel. Wow, Intel was pretty low. Kind of bouncing off support. Samurai, I think you mean INTC. Yeah, that would be pretty good if it could get up as high as it's been dropping. When you go to the daily, there is a pretty big wick sitting here at like that 1660 level. It only really had like 1 down day, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, it was rough there for those couple days and then coming right back. I really like that resistance though around the 1660 mark. That'll be pretty big, I think, over the next couple days. After that, I really like 1760. That's great. Great stair steps back, though. I like it. There goes the banks. Bank of America still looking fantastic here. Look at how straight up these banks are. I mean, that's kind of crazy. No way. Oil moving up. ZOM calls. Wow. Oxy. Not bad either. Dang, Oxy. Gotta love these oil stocks. They are on fire. Look at the daily chart of oil stocks. I mean, these stocks are blasting off in the short term. I'm liking that music today. CGC's up 7% again. Damn. There it goes. $4.90. Look at that one. How's Tilray? Not too bad either. ELNH maybe? No. Of course not. Tilray, though, looking good. I like MSOS right now. Even though it's not as hot. Comprises a lot of MJ stocks in there. Yeah. Makes me sad with Planet 13 here. It'll be okay, though. It's a good pop, though, Tilray. 2% today. Hell yeah, them and CGC are looking awesome in the short term. Gotta love it. Gotta love the MJ stocks coming back. I'm glad that CGC is, though. It was at all-time lows. When you think about it, it's up a lot the past couple days, but whenever you zoom out on the daily, it's not really up a lot. It's just back into the chop zone. I'm not trying to be negative with it, but that's just the reality here. You think SoFi runs with the banks today too? I don't think it will with the banks. Not with the banks, but it will. It might run on its own. I don't know. SoFi's not. They don't really move with banks too much. Like if we look at SoFi on a daily chart, like look at how SoFi's been kind of down in the dumps and falling. We go look at like Citigroup, it's been exploding nonstop. So SoFi doesn't really follow the banks too much, which is, I think, a bit of a misconception with SoFi. SoFi deals a lot with loans and stuff too. They're not as big as somebody like Citi or JP Morgan and stuff. MU clapped me. It chopped me to bits. 260 loss. Did you buy it this morning, Jane, or were you trading it from yesterday? Wow. That is a pretty crazy one. The one thing I gotta say, Jane, is it didn't really break the pre-market high, so that's really one big thing that on bigger moves like this, it's pretty important to make them break that high. You always got to be careful playing those after earnings runs. Bought it this morning, okay. What's up with the weed stocks? I did some research, couldn't find anything but Fat Joe and Kamala. That's pretty much it, Jay. It's Fat Joe and Kamala, but what they're doing is Kamala and Biden are kind of putting pressure on the DEA to reschedule marijuana. And they're saying, like, Kamala came out and said it's absurd, that it's scheduled with fentanyl and all this stuff. And I think Biden's even said some stuff on it as well over the past few weeks. If you look it up, you can find a bit of news on it, but it's nothing crazy. But that's the main thing, and I think that's starting to get some good price action. You know, people are starting to get bullish again. They're starting to think, damn, these weed stocks are really low. What if there is some news about them? They might blast off 300% again, right? That's kind of what people are looking for right now, I believe. And if the DEA does reschedule it, that'll be huge. I think that'll really open the door for these MJ companies. And then we still need that Senate Banking Act to get approved. I'm Googling it real quick, see what comes up with it. Yeah, I know that there's a banking act that is made for these MJ stocks too. It'll be a lot better for them. They'll get access to lending and it'll be pretty fire, so. Man, Tilray. It's not what you want to see. CGC's blasting off $4.90. Okay. CGC's really falling off. It was running up a lot at first. That's too bad. Even the bank's coming back down. Let's go see that SPY. Yep, trending slightly lower. The QQQ, same thing. What about Tesla, Microsoft, Apple? Let's bring up the 4-chart setup. Wow, look at all that downside movement here. These are zoomed in quite a bit, but they look all pretty red right now, that's for sure. Apple's starting to sell off fairly hard, actually. That's not what you want to see with Apple. Does Lucid have inverse head and shoulders on the daily? Let's go look at it. LCID. Inverse head and shoulders. No, I don't see one. I don't see one right now. To have one of these, I would think that we need yeah, to have an inverse head and shoulders, we would have to have like a nice neckline here. The problem is this would have been like the head, and there would be like some price action like this. You know, that would be more of like what an inverse head and shoulders pattern would look like there. If it were to look like that or play out. What does have an inverse head and shoulders lately? Just so I'm curious if I could find you an example, it'd be kind of cool. Looking pretty crazy though with Lucid. I mean, it's not really moving up too much. It's sitting right around these lows, and if this low gives out, that's going to be brutal for Lucid. One of the more brutal companies out there over the past year. We've been seeing a lot of stocks run to the upside, and this looks terrible. The head has to be above the shoulders, probably, to be a head and shoulders. Yeah, whenever you inverse it, you know, it's okay to have the head under there. You're all good, man. Boeing. Those setups are kind of iffy anyways, we'll just say. The main thing is on those is just looking at support, really. Neckline is just support. Boeing here sitting around 185. I could see it falling back down a little bit today. Looks like it's not the most bullish stock out there. It's still well under $200. It's been having a lot of issues in the short term too. It's been kind of funny. You know, speaking of that, guys, what time does the thing come out here? What time's the first basketball game today? I want to make a bracket. All right, we got QQQ selling off. Damn, that's crazy. Let me see this bracket real quick here. I'm curious what you guys think about the bracket. These games can get silly. Let's see. I think we have some time here, don't we? Yeah, yeah. I haven't made one. I normally don't make them, but I feel like it'll be kind of fun here. Especially with the market just doing nothing right now. Let me see SM bot. Let's see. Apple puts. Now that would be an enticing play here. Oh, yeah. Apple puts aren't bad at all. Apple even has a lower high short term, so that's looking terrible for them. Damn, that's too bad. Might as well make one. If you go perfect somehow, you get the million. Wait, what? I forgot about that. You get money for it? Oh, we're definitely doing it now. Let's try it real quick, guys. I'm just gonna eye up what's moving, which is Apple right now, or ZOM. ZOM calls, guys. ZOM and Oxy, the oil stocks. I think that's the way to go today. Gotta love oil out there. Let's do brackets side by side with the market. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Look at that. All right, I gotta pick Yukon against Stetson. That has to be done. Illinois over Moorhead. Now this one, Drake versus Washington State, is interesting. I think Iowa State's got it. Now I'm actually gonna look at Colorado to beat Florida. I think I'm gonna go a little bit weird on that one. I'm gonna take Colorado there. I think I'm also gonna take NC State over Texas Tech. That's gonna be a weird one. Duke over Vermont. Wisconsin over James Madison. Texas A&M and Nebraska. Now that's a tough one. But I'm going A&M. We got Houston. FAU and Northwestern. Let's see. That's a tough one. I have no idea on that one. San Diego State, Auburn, BYU. I'm not picking like any upsets, am I? Yeah, I know they're favored by 2, but I still don't think they're gonna win. I figured that they would be up. Let's see here. And Washington State and Drake. Sometimes you just gotta pick weird ones, man. I gotta go Drake on that one. Northwestern and FAU. Watch this one be the one that ruins me. We'll go Northwestern. Man, Exxon's really on fire here today. This is fire. 113.76 now. Still running this morning. How about CVX? Not as good. Oxy looks good though. ZOM is fire though. All right, that's almost everything here. Kentucky is going to beat Oakland for sure. Marquette against Western. You gotta throw some upsets in there. It's hard to pick like some of these teams to beat these teams. Like, man, where do I want to throw in an upset somewhere? Like, do I take Vermont over Duke? Do I dare? How good is Vermont? Man, Vermont kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I can pick them. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna beat Duke. What if Longwood beat Houston? Now that would be an upset. I have the same bracket? No way. Maybe it'll be Nebraska's year. I don't know. I gotta go with one other upset though. Like, there's gotta be another one that's gonna happen here. There always is. I guess I have a few good ones in here mixed. All right. We're gonna go UConn over Northwestern. We're going to go San Diego State over Auburn. That's going to be a weird one. Most people probably have Auburn right there, I would guess. Illinois over BYU. And we're going to go Iowa State over Drake. And we're going Illinois over Iowa State. We're going we're going UConn over that. And we're going to go Illinois getting into the big boy. Wow, look at Zom continuing to fly, guys. Zom is one of the better stocks out there today. Tesla puts and Apple puts are all over the bot, but man, I don't think they compare with that movement on Zom today. Apple puts looking rough for Apple again. You gotta love Zom though. That is a great chart. Go out to the 1 minute, it looks even better. This song sounds crazy. I would too, Sean, but it's just fun to have them to compare. I'm having my girlfriend make one too, just to see what she thinks. I'll post you guys up my girlfriend's later and let you see it. You guys might laugh. You might get a kick out of that one. She doesn't know anything about any team. She's just going to be randomly doing it. So I'm curious what she comes up with. We're going to see if she can beat me in it. I would actually laugh if she really did beat me. That would have me laughing. All right. Duke or Wisconsin? Oh, that's a tough one. We're going to go with Wisconsin. NC State or Kentucky? Man, NC State. That's a tough one. Do I really think that they can pull it off? Where the hell is North Carolina on here? Do they not even get in? Like, what? Where is UNC at? Is this thing broken? Did they not make the tournament? No, I actually do not know that. Oh, shit. Scroll down. Oh, man. I've got all this left? Oh, boy. These brackets are big. I was like, what the? Okay. Great. Great. Okay. I was like, where are all the teams? Like, okay. Makes sense now. All right, we're gonna go with NC State over Kentucky. I'm gonna go with the weird one there. Going with the weird one. I'm gonna go with Marquette finally beating them. Go with Houston beating them. This bracket is too picture perfect. We need to have more craziness going on here with it. North Carolina. We're gonna go Ooh, that's a tough one. Let me know what you guys think about Mississippi versus Michigan there. Tough one. Exxon's starting to fall back off a little bit. Maybe switch over to Apple. Those puts have been doing great today. All over the bot all morning. SQ calls are out there too. They've been going off nonstop. Yeah, go Square. 2.9%. I love that. Hell yeah. That's really cool. St. Mary's and Grand Canyon. I'm going with Mary's. Yeah, Mississippi was my first thought, so I gotta go with it. Where can Apple go? For real. It's really starting to fall off in a big way. We go out to like a 5-minute chart. There's a big support coming up short term around 175 even, so that's gonna be the first pit stop that I look for with Apple. Oh yeah, 175. Pretty big support down there. Sean. Amateur hour. Alabama over Charleston. Now here's one. I think New Mexico could possibly beat Clemson. I could see this. They're out of the Mountain West Conference. Yeah, we're going to go New Mexico on that one. That's going to be a tough pick, but Colgate, what the? I didn't know they had toothpaste as colleges out here. Nevada against Dayton. Now that's a tough one. Dayton's pretty good. Dayton's not bad. That's a tough one. I'm going Dayton on that one. Arizona. Purdue. Utah State at TCU. Going Utah State. Gonzaga. Kansas is playing Samford. What the? South Carolina at Oregon. I gotta go with an upset there. I'm going with Oregon. Colorado State against Texas. Let's see. All right, Apple looking fire there. Still, TSM actually looks like it's about to pull back in a pretty big way too. Is this forming like a bit of a wedge? Oh, wow. Maybe like a descending triangle or a descending wedge. It's definitely forming something like that here today. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one. Taiwan Semiconductors, you never know. They're having a lot of competition lately. Jane, whenever you say, is it a sign of weakness? Yeah, it actually is. If it can't get back to that pre-market high, that's not the best sign there. It's showing that that resistance is really holding up and people are starting to sell the stock back down. So, yeah, I think it is actually a pretty big sign of weakness, Jane. Now, if you're trading something that went crazy in the morning or crazy in after hours the day before, you especially want to make it break that high of day. So it really depends on the setup from pre-market, but like if there's a crazy move, like what was that stock you were trading? MU. If there's a crazy stock like MU that has a big run up like that, then you really got to watch that pre-market high, because that'll be pretty much right at the major resistance usually. So that's but if we looked at something like, let's say something simpler like Apple, like look at their pre-market high, like that doesn't necessarily show super, you know, that there's a ton of weakness if it's not necessarily getting there, because it could start to run up towards it and then break it as the day goes. But it does vary from setup to setup though, for sure. Generally, you want that to break though if you're day trading. And being patient and waiting for those breaks can be amazing when scalping. Now, the only problem is that every once in a while, there's going to be a breakout. Like we might see like MU explode above resistance. There might be like a very slight explosion and then a pullback right back to the downside. And that's just a fake out. They happen. But if you keep your stop losses consistent right under that recent support, which becomes support because it was resistance, which is the pre-market high right here. You know, you keep your stop loss right there, then you're back out pretty quickly, even if it does go against you. But you will catch good runners doing that, depending on the setup and the situation. But it just takes a lot of patience too. Well, so let's see here. Colorado State. I don't think I can pick them to win. That's not... I don't know if I could pick them to beat Texas. Tennessee and St. Peter's. Man, I gotta pick one crazy one. There's gotta be something weird going on one of these. Like, maybe Arizona will lose to Long Beach State. I mean, you gotta pick some weird ones, right? That's such a long shot. It's just that I know weird stuff goes on in these tournaments. You never know. We're gonna go Tennessee over Texas there. We're gonna go Gonzaga over Texas. And we're gonna pick Purdue over that. We're gonna be weird here. We're gonna go Gonzaga over Purdue. Make it strange. Creighton over Tennessee. Nah, we got to go Tennessee. Here's where my weird one is. Dayton over Arizona. That's what's going to be a weird one. That'll be a fun one. We're going to do St. Mary's over Alabama as well. We're going to do North Carolina. We're going to go Bam. Man, do I pick Dayton to get there? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to have a wild bracket. We're going to have a wild one here. Illinois, baby. How many points in the total game? We're going to go... We're going to go... We're going to go 128. All right. That's the bracket. Submit it. I gotta fill out my info. That's not cool. All right, back to the full screen stocks though. Yeah, exactly, Sean. It happens all the time, man. So let me fill this out and we'll be back up and rolling. Nice, let's go. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Always fun doing those brackets like that. I got Illinois beating Houston. All right, MU. You're making people sad today. Stop it. Let's go to Apple again. Still selling off. Watch 175 coming up. That's going to be a huge area. Continuing with the bearish pressure, though. Switch over to ticker symbol AAPL. 175 is a major support down there. Yeah, I had to put my address in there. Man, 175, big support, though. Look at all those buyers stacked up at 175 on the book map. I'll even zoom in a little bit. Gonna be crazy if it holds that. Haha, exactly, Mason. What if that one really does end up perfect? That would be nuts. I think I had some weird picks, so... Hey, my girlfriend got done with hers. Biden made his own bracket? Nowhere. That's kind of funny. Biden has Colgate winning. I think he had UConn on there. Ooh, SMCI, what are we doing? Coming back? How's MSTR doing? Beautiful. Beautiful. 1700, Jay. MicroStrategy's on fire. Look at the daily coming right back. Wow. That sucks. It won't let me look at her bracket for some reason. Oh, well. Not a big deal. What's your opinion on somebody investing and trading in the market if they have high interest credit card debt? You know, investing in the stock market is definitely okay to do if you have credit card debt. But at the same time, you need to have a plan in place looking to consolidate that debt, or to obviously have a plan in place to get the debt gone. So like, let's say for example, you're trading and doing long-term investing and stuff, and like, let's say you're adding, let's just say 500 to 1,000 a month in your account, just to make it simple. If you're adding something like that, like let's just say 1,000, you know, you might have to cut that 1,000 in half, only invest 500, but then save 500 so that you can start making those payments on the card to bring that debt down. So I definitely think it's still okay to do. Just, I don't know how much debt you're talking with. You know, if you're talking like 5 grand in debt, then it's like, oh, well, whatever. But if you're talking like 50 grand on that credit card, then yeah, you're in like a bit of a tough spot. It just really depends. And of course, cash flow coming in depends too. Like, how much do you make at your job and all that stuff. There's a great channel I like watching on YouTube called Financial Audit. It's a really good channel. The guy goes over people's finances and like kind of berates them for having bad financial decisions and stuff. But it's a funny show. Yeah, no problem, Darth. What's going on with Apple? Yeah, they've been having a lot of bad news, bad movement lately. I know that they came back the past couple weeks, but we look over the past few months, they are down quite a bit. Very brutal on Apple stock there. I don't see any crazy news, but let's look anyways. Oh, Apple antitrust suit expected. Wow, that sucks. Microsoft and Meta are working hard to crack Apple's dominance of the App Store. Oh man, that could be terrible for Apple here. Yeah, look at this. DOJ preparing to file an antitrust lawsuit. Ooh, that is brutal right there. I've heard of that coming, but damn. That's brutal. That's a big negative there for Apple. That's for sure. Brutal. Never want to hear antitrust lawsuits. I have heard that they've done a lot of weird stuff with their app store. Like, they keep companies from promoting, and they take such huge cuts. If any of you guys out there have signed up through the Discord and you are paying $200 a month, that is literally Apple's fault. You should actually sign up through this link that I'm sending, and it will make the price $50 cheaper. That's how bad Apple is with it. It's rough. Sued for what? Yeah, mainly because they do a lot of shady stuff with their app store. You know, like even Spotify has had a lot of talks about it. Like, Spotify wasn't allowed to advertise on there because Apple did not like that Spotify's subscription service went through Spotify's own system. It didn't go through Apple's Apple Pay system. So Apple's not able to take a cut of Spotify's stuff. And Apple has Apple Music, so they're competitors to Spotify directly. So they do shady stuff like that. They do. It's kind of annoying how Apple does that. And now it's going to bite them. It's going to bite them in the ass now. But who knows? That stuff's probably been helping them out for years, so. I know they make a lot of money from that. Yeah, Mason, it's a big deal, man. Don't sign up through the Discord. Sign up through our links. My link, Mason's link, something like that's a lot better. You'll save some money. And hey, there's code Big Money right now too. So use code Big Money for $100 off the yearly subscription. Microsoft's starting to look pretty brutal. Honestly, starting to eye up Microsoft puts looks like a pretty good move. Let's go back to TSM. All right, they got up and out of our little wedge that we drew. And they came right back down. That was a good little breakout out of it, though. Yeah, Mike, there is a lot of companies that have lost on the suits. Like, every once in a while, you'll hear, like, a statement like, Meta required to pay $2 billion because of user information or something like that. Or, you know, you'll hear that every once in a while. Let me, Google one. Yeah, like here's one from the EU right here. Meta loses as top EU court backs antitrust regulators over privacy breach checks. Like there's a recent one from July 2023. Let's pick another one. I know Google is big with this too. Google to pay $700 million in antitrust lawsuit settlement. Google loses antitrust case brought by Epic Games. Google loses antitrust case over Android App Store. Like, this definitely happens a lot. Of course, they keep showing me, like, the most recent ones, but... The thing is that the amount of money that they require these companies to pay from the suits usually isn't enough to really dent them. It just is like a slight setback, you know? It's not like they're really getting hurt from like having to pay $700 million. Who knows how much they ended up making off that bullshit? They probably made like billions. So $700 million, they're still up in the green, you know? It's like what? Let me get an SMCI book map really quick. It's because Merrick Garland is a joke, yeah. SPY got swatted. Let's see the SPY. Oh, wow, it really did. Pretty rough move there. Rejecting at the high of day at 524. Got the Matumbo coming in, Sean. Got the Matumbo. Microsoft versus Netscape. The biggest antitrust story. I've never heard of that one. I wasn't around for that, but man, I'll have to look into that later. You got me interested on it now. All right, guys. Gonna have to cut the stream here today. A little bit early, but gonna have to cut it slightly early today. I will be streaming a little bit longer tomorrow morning for the final day of the week, so make sure you come back and join me up tomorrow morning. Should be nice and fun. Jane's gonna go play games. Yeah. That's funny, Jane. Literally just in time. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here today. Of course, thanks everybody too. Thanks to lurkers. Thanks everybody out there. Had a pretty good morning. We made a bracket. We saw some okay stock movement. Whoa, Apple. There we go. There we go. Hell yeah, Apple. That's a big drop under 175. It broke that support like nothing with this antitrust news, so. Wow, that's nuts. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. See ya tomorrow morning. What's up, First Last? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Make sure to check out tonight's video, too.